Hello everyone and welcome to Philly Crypto Trading Plus. Are you confused by all this price volatility? Are you wondering what prices will be next? Well, look no further, you're definitely in the right place. I'm here to solve these problems for you by providing clear, concise, and competent technical analysis. In today's tutorial, we'll be analyzing Bitcoin because, as you know, it's a reference for all the other altcoins, right? So we definitely got to pay attention to that and keep reference on that, okay? Specifically, we're going to talk about a broadening wedge that it seems to be playing out nicely. We're going to talk about descending parallel channel, Fibonacci retracements, the role that they're playing right now. We're going to talk about the moving averages, the MACD, the RSI. We're also going to talk about a possible W bottom. What did I just say? We'll talk about the neckline and some next targets. Make sure you stick around the end for that. New targets. There's also a descending parallel channel. It also could be just getting ready to perform. I'm going to touch upon my trade room for a second as well. So with that in mind, guys, make sure you stick around the end for that target, okay? Before we get in the video, please be sure to smash the like button because it lets YouTube know that you're enjoying the content, and it makes a huge difference to me. Always appreciate that support, guys. Also, I'm trying to improve my videos and give you the best content I can, so please let me know what you like about my content in the comments below, and I'll certainly be sure to do more of it. Now, let's get into today's lesson. First of all, what I want to point out to you guys, let's talk about the moving averages, or not, I should say the MACD and RSI. Now, we sort of have a bit of a flattening, but we're going to get in that in a second. Just wanted to point out the RSI. Notice here, guys, the RSI is at 46.11, right? So that's good. We're moving up. We've got this low here, a little higher there, and then a higher low here, which is a good sign. This is an indication that things are getting stronger, okay, in relation or relative to the price, if you know what I mean. So now you notice we're flattening out here, so just about anything can happen. That's why we watch. This is just one of the details that we look at. MACD, take a look here. Nice flattening going on. Always a possibility of roll, just don't know yet, but we do like what we see here short term. Now, with that in mind, let's get this out of the way. Now, I've drawn a shorter term trend-based fib retracement for you because what I want to point out to you guys is this isn't the high. Again, this is a shorter term trend-based from as recent as 5-6 weeks ago, right? So back here, you notice 28,783 would be the lower end of the fib retracement from that. And this is where we touched at, right? Now, ironically, what you need to know also, guys, and I wanted to mention this, is December 31st close. The new year was 29,100. So is it an accident that it stops here and it stopped here again, right? This is our last chance garage, guys, before we see lower prices, and if we see lower prices, because that's still up in the air. The jury's out. There's different conflicting indicators, which we're going to go to. Just wanted to point out those levels. December 31st close. These two closes here, let's say these lows of the day, and you can see the snaps. Nicely held. So that's a good short-term sign, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're all the way over. Now, notice here that we came back from this spike down. Where did we stop at? Our 0.382 fib, right? Look at that. 40,557, right there exactly. Notice again, second time, same thing, 40,000. So we couldn't quite get up to 41, although we touched it. Just to give you an idea. Now, you'll see why I'm bringing that number up in a bit. So with that in mind, I also wanted to bring your attention here to a broadening bottom going on, which is just kind of following the parameters. That's this line here and this line here. Notice how we keep touching upon that. Boom, boom. This is like the 5th time now. Okay, that's kind of pretty cool. But you'll see here we're touching the upper channel as well. I have seen this play out before, guys, both ways, where this is looking good. But I've actually seen it come up and touch these highs again, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're out of the woods. I still think that we have another distribution phase that could very possibly play out. We're going to know about this in the next couple of weeks. This is why we watch, because each day is a chapter to the story, right? So I want you to notice here, this bounce here, 0.382 is not all that strong. So that's not a very bullish indicator. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Just to give you an idea. Now, the 20-day moving average is at 35,782 right here, this purple line. Notice it's coinciding pretty darn close with this 0.236. So just to give you an idea. Now, also, what's interesting to notice here is possibly the beginning of some character changes here. This is a descending parallel channel. If you notice, we're following these parameters here, okay? And so we've touched on the upside, we've touched it, come down. Notice that we're touching it again, right? But again, the downside from here to here to here. So, but then we started changing our descension here, right? So now what we're doing is we're getting ready to test the upper channel again. So the question is, will we break through that or will we break down from that, right? So this is why we watch. So the next, week or so is going to play an important role on testing that, okay, guys? So that's enough with that chart. Now, on a shorter term basis, just want to show you a little closer thing. You can see here that the RSI 56.3, notice that it's flattening here, which I do like. Shorter term, that's looking pretty good, right? Now, on this pullback that may or may not occur here, okay, notice the 20-day moving average is at 33,059 right here, coinciding with the 50 at 33,240, right? I've talked about the importance of the 33,000 in our trade room, guys. Definitely a value. We'll get in that in a second as well. But what I want you to notice here, how we see a nice flattening of the 20 and the 50. Again, guys, this is a 4-hour time frame. Looking pretty good there. If we see a pullback, we'll be looking for some kind of a hold or support there. And that's kind of where we go. So I just wanted to show you that real quickly. Now, on the daily time frame, again, here's just another example of the Fibonacci retracement. 36.9 is the 0.336. That 0.382, that 41,305, which we touched upon with this bounce, but then you see what happens. So again, we're not completely out of the woods just yet. That in mind, this is that same number that I was talking about. You see the support here at the 48. These numbers, by the way, just so you guys understand, have been drawn for months. So it's not a coincidence that they're hitting these same points. Okay, so now I want to point out simply the 20, 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages, right? The 20, 35,779 in orange there, 38.6 is the 50 in the purple, the 47,660 is the 100, and 43,595 is the dark magenta, you might call it, right? Now, you guys have heard it said before, what they call about is this death cross, okay? Where the 50-day moving average crosses down below the 200, right? So sometimes that can be continued bearishness and really get a drop, or sometimes it can be near the end of a downtrend. So we just don't know how that's going to play out just yet, right? But notice the 20-day moving average at 35,779, while we popped through it right now, it seems to be acting as a bit of resistance, and we'll definitely want to get over that. So this is why we watch again, guys, just to give you an example. So pay attention to these moving averages. We do see a flattening here, which is the beginning, hopefully, of something going on, right? But what I wanted to point out to you guys, which is most important, is this. We may have a W bottom being formed, right? So here's our points to look at, right? Here we go, right? So if this is in fact going to play out like it should, because sometimes they break down and don't play out the way they should, we've got a neckline right here, right, which is what we'll be looking to break through. Notice that we've come up and we've touched that, a little bit of resistance there, and we're kind of moving back, right? So the first thing we want to do is see when a pullback happens, we're going to be looking, again, on a 4-hour time frame, guys. Notice that 33,079. I say this because people in my trade room know the importance of this number, and I've been talking about it repeatedly. I'm simply showing you now some reference to what I've been talking about. And notice the 50-day, 33,263. Notice how they're flattening, coinciding. This is gaining some strength. This is good short term. So if we get some kind of pullback, we're going to be looking to see if we can't hold in this 33, anywhere from really 33 to 33.5, okay? This is what we look at for some possible support. At the same time, guys, there's a possibility from these lows that we could have just started an ascending parallel channel. Again, on the 4-hour time frame, guys, not the daily. So if that is to play out, you can see we've touched down twice here, and we've touched up twice. So does that mean we move up to here, or does that mean we break back down to here? This is why we watch, guys. Now, in the event that this W bottom plays out, we get our pullback here, and we go ahead and come back up to try to test and break through that. All we're doing right here, guys, is taking the top to the bottom. I've got this little range over here for you, and look what we got. Boom! That would be our upper target, right? Next target. Oh, look at that. That's another resistance or support, depending on what time of the month we talk about it, right? It used to be a support. but ironically puts you right up around 41, 42. Now, this is why I said to you before, let's go back and review. We talked about the 40,550, the 0.382 it's already been to, right? Then we talked about the 41,305, the 0.3 on this chart, right? See that? So anywhere from this 45 all the way up to 41, which we've already been to. So this is why we're referencing that, right? So this is our new target, 41, 42, give or take a little bit there. Let's see what happens. And this is going to tell us a lot moving forward. Okay, guys? Now, I want to touch real quickly on our trade room, guys. I know I've been out for you guys. I want to apologize for my absence. If you guys thought you were getting rid of me, nah, you're not going to get rid of me too easy. I had some health issues, guys. I got an infection. A close friend of mine passed away, and I've had some computer problems the last 3 to 5 business days as well. All this has happened in the same month, guys, a lot. But here I am at the end of the month, plugging along, trying to move forward again just for you guys, okay? Now, the trade room, guys, I have been active in that for this whole month. I tell you guys, you need to get yourselves in there. That way you're not left in the dark. I comment more frequency. Remember, there's 100 coins that come out each and every month, guys. There's too many to list here or go over. That's why it's important to get into the trade room. We give trades, we give buys, we give sells. We tell you where to, just all the exits, the entry points, the things like that. I want to thank all you guys who have commented in the past in support of the trade room as well as this channel. I'd like to ask you to continue that because remember, there's going to be new people coming to the channel that don't know the things that you know. They don't see or learn the things that you're learning in the trade room. So please continue that for their benefit. I certainly would appreciate that. And guys, the trade room link is always left in the video description. And a lot of times I'll put it in the comment section as well. It's only $20 a month. It's an absolute bargain. You really can't afford not to be in there. So with that in mind, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you. Now, what I want to do is turn this part of the video over to you guys. Tell me what's the most important or valuable thing that you've learned from today's lesson. Please let me know in the comments below. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Also, the more subscribers that we do get, the better and more content we continue making. So let's please like, share, and subscribe. Let's work on that 3,000 subscriber level, guys. I certainly appreciate that support. Now, if you want to learn more, please be sure and watch this next video now.